Hello everyone. I'm trying out something new. So I thought let's try a sort of podcast version of Cuppa and a Chat. Two reasons really. Well, I think it's two reasons. The first one being that I could not be asked to put any makeup on this morning or do my hair properly, so I don't look camera ready. And secondly, I have been in a little bit of a funk, so it happens now and again, doesn't it? We can't be up in a happy zone 100% of the time. So but I wanted to still do something where I'm connecting with you all. So I thought, well, this might be a good time to just record my voice. So this is a test, and tell me what you think of it, if you think it's a load of crap or if you like it, and I'll carry on if you like it, and think about how to do it more. So yeah, the past week or so, I've not been feeling very well, and I'd had really nasty stomach pains where I couldn't sleep with them. They were very, very uncomfortable, and I was getting stressed about, what can it be? Is there something wrong with me? And trying to fix the problem. Which, we all try and do. If something's out of balance, we try and fix it, don't we? And you can't always fix everything. So in the end, I sort of sat with this pain and thought, why? Why am I in pain? And then I had a sort of aha moment when I was talking to somebody, and she asked me about our situation, where we were at with our legal claim against the solicitor. And as soon as I started talking about it, the pain in my stomach got 10 times worse. And I thought, okay, there's underlying anxiety for the next step of our claim that is causing physical manifestations in me. I have had it before. A few years ago, I ended up in hospital with stomach pains, only to be told, and have more tests than a little, and to be told that there was absolutely nothing wrong with me. I'm a perfectly healthy human being. So it must be something else, and they determined that it was stress and anxiety causing it, which at the time I said, no, surely, no, it was too painful, blah, blah, blah. But no, that's just what stress and anxiety and worries can do to our bodies. They can manifest as real physical symptoms. And now I know that, and I realised that the stress was causing the stomach pains. I really took a step back and thought, right, okay, how do I keep myself from over worrying about things? So, I use my art as a form of relaxation. So I just sat with my art and just tried to create, even though I was in pain, create anything. And so I felt it sort of easing just because I'd acknowledged it, and I'd sort of said, oh, hello, old friend, how are you doing? Fine, I know I'm stressed about things, so let's work together, mate. Yeah, we've got just to tell you, it is personal, but we have got a date coming up, the 17th of March, when the other side, as we will call them, the solicitors, have got to reply back to our claim against them. So they have to reply back. They either have to accept the offer that we've put on the table for them to pay us, or put up a fight and you know, tell us they want to go all the way to court, which could take another 2 years. So obviously, you know, I don't know what they're going to say, and I don't trust any part of the legal system. I mean, we have good solicitors working for us, and what I say good, I don't know, that we haven't had any finalisation or anything. So I've got that coming up. So I've got to really look after myself and my mental well-being, so I don't get over worried about an answer I don't yet know what it is. So, you know, I really don't know, and I've got to be comfortable with that. So I'm finding my ways of being comfortable in these next few weeks. I spoke to my mum about it yesterday, and she said, you know, stop saying you're fine when you're not, because we do that a lot, don't we? Stiff upper lip and all that, you know. Oh, I'm fine. Oh, you know, I'm lucky. The world's all right. The sun's out today. Da 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 da. But sometimes you have to be honest and say, you know, I'm not 100% fine. I'm okay, but not 100% fine. So being honest with others is important, because if you're not honest, then you're just pushing those feelings further down into your body, and that is when the nastiness manifests itself. So I'm trying to be honest. So I'm talking about it here to you today, because that's what the universe has told me to be, really, really honest, to help myself. So I was reading an article in a magazine, and it was all about glimmers. It was Simple Things magazine for this month, and there was this article all about glimmers. And it was funny because I'd also read an article that that Nen had done on Toadfoot Tales about triggers and glimmers, you know, things that trigger us, that make us anxious. But then there's also glimmers, things that give us little happiness feelings, little good vibes. So after reading this article, I thought, okay, so if I notice the glimmers in each day, it's a bit like having, you know, noticing, being grateful for things and that sort of thing. But glimmers was sort of a little bit more like little sparks of something through the day. Notice them and really, you know, take them on board. I thought this would be a good way of me stopping like the catastrophizing, things like that. So on Sunday, I noticed things. So, and I wrote them down. I wrote down these things. So I'm going to read them out to you so that you know what I mean. When my daughter's car decided to die on her, bless her, on Saturday, and you know, she's a single mom and she relies on her car, and unfortunately it has died. So she has no wheels, she only has her legs and feet now. So on Sunday, instead of her being able to drop Polly off for us to look after her while she went to work, I had to go and fetch Polly. It's only a 8-10 minutes drive, it's not far. So I got up early, got dressed, and off I went. And when I was driving back, after I'd taken her back home, that was it, I'd taken her back home in the evening, it was dark, I noticed on the lampposts in Kimberley, where I live, that they'd got beautiful lit up hearts for Valentine's. And I took great pleasure in those. The fact that this little town that I live in had made an effort to do these lovely Valentines, little things. There's all little neon signs around the place in little in shop windows. There's a light up arch over the road that says love on it. And I thought that was lovely, so that was a glimmer. Looking at the little snowdrops in the garden, and they were, the way they dance, and they were like little bells, aren't they? They're beautiful. Polly had done some drawings and left them on my desk, and they were definitely a glimmer in the day. I put my pyjamas on the radiator before I took Polly home, and then when I came home and I got changed into them, they were so warm and lovely. And then drawing the little houses for my astrology avenue. I did that on Sunday, and I really enjoyed drawing the little windows and imagining the lives inside these different houses. Frank was on the landing, and he was lolling about with his belly wide open, inviting us in for a cuddle. And he just looked so relaxed. I thought, I bet he doesn't get anxious belly. I bought myself, I'd had a new lip balm bought by my daughter for my birthday. And when I put that lip balm on, it felt so nice. So that was a glimmer. And watching the big fat pigeon underneath the bird feeder, as there was a little dunnock on the bird feeder having some seed, and then dropping little bits of seed onto the grass that the pigeon was then hoovering up. And he looked so happy, pootling about, picking up these little seeds. So they were my Sunday glimmers. And I did the same on Monday, because I felt a little bit still out of it, not in a great place on Monday. So I went outside to look for the moon. It helps you keep you in a sort of nice rhythm of things. And wrapping my dressing gown around me, all warm and cosy when it was cold last night. And the hyacinths that my friend brought round when they came for a meal the other week, have just started to flower, and I can smell those now when I'm washing the pots in my utility room. So you get the feeling, you get the idea, these glimmers, these little things. They add something nice to the day, and they add some magic to our days, don't they? So, yeah, that's where I am at the moment. I am understanding that even though I've grown, even though I am definitely in a much better place, that, healing is an ongoing process, that, it's like a fairground ride when you have, like a roller coaster, when sometimes you're going up the hill and it up the hill, and it's hard work. Sometimes you're going down the hill and it's a real wee sort of feeling of like, oh yes, that feels so lovely. Then you get the little bit where you're sort of just trundling along, trundle, but it's not hard work, you're just trundling. And then back up the hill again. Oh, we go up the hill, and then back down the wee bit. So that's life, isn't it? My family, on my father's side, were engineers, and they made fairground rides. So when I was little, my dad and my granddad used to make fairground rides. And my grandma, she used to love it when we'd go and we'd test them, and she was such a naughty woman. We would get on the fairground ride. So say, I don't know if you know the names of the fairground rides, but they once made a waltzer, which is just spins you, and it's like a double spinny thing. And we went on because we'd all get on, and all the people that worked for my dad and my granddad would get on the ride, and we'd have to test it. Obviously, before it left the factory, they'd test it on slow speed, medium speed, and the fastest speed. And we'd get on these things, and us as like kids would be on, and the kids of people who worked for them would be on, and we'd fully load it, and off we'd go, and my grandma would be shouting, faster, faster, as us kids would be going, no, 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 no. And she loved it. She just loved it all. And I mean, my grandma lived till she was 99, bless her. Yeah, she lived an interesting life. And when she died and we had the funeral, we played is it Boyzone? I don't know if it's Boyzone. What's his name? The Irish fella. Anyway, I can't remember it now. I'll think about it. But the song is sort of life is a roller coaster, and that summed my grandma up, and it summed life up. You know, that life is full of jugger, jugger, juggers, hard work, trundle, trundles, and wheeze. So yeah, I'm just on a little bit of a going up the hill a little bit at the minute, but I know that I'll get to the top, and we'll have some wee moments again as well. So on that note, I will leave you. This week I've been doing like the houses spread in my grandma, which I really enjoyed, and I didn't have bellyache while I was doing that. And going back to my dream book, which I bring out every now and again, so that's been lovely as well. That's probably been feeding me some good stuff, and I am babysitting this week on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, because it's half term and my daughter's at work. So I'll be at their house. So I may get slightly behind on Friday's dream spread, but it will be there when it is done. And I will put all my magical powers into it, and for the good of me and hopefully for the good of you. So I hope you've enjoyed my first little adventure into creating a podcast, and tell me what you think. And don't forget to dream, and don't forget to look for your own glimmers this week.